For nearly 40 years, Disneyland guests could float above the trees and even pass through a mountain as the Skyway buckets took you gracefully across the sky until it closed mysteriously in 1994. Why did the ride close? What's it look like today? Find out now on Abandoned History. The Skyway really was one of those iconic Disneyland rides. The Skyway ride actually first opened at Disneyland Anaheim on June 23rd, 1956. It was built by a company called Von Roll Ltd., a Switzerland-based company. Another Switzerland company called Alweg actually designed the monorail too, so obviously Disney sure loved the Swiss. And when you think about it, even the Matterhorn is Swiss. So Walt Disney Imagineering brought in the ride from Switzerland. It was based off of a 1947 Von Roll sideshare model. In 1959, Walt Disney decided himself he wanted to build a mountain. The only problem was he wanted to put the mountain in the middle of where the Skyway went to. So I'll be showing a picture now. They actually had to build the mountain around the Skyway, and your Skyway buckets actually went through the Matterhorn. So you could wave to other riders as the Matterhorn bobsled just flew by there. The ride unfortunately closed in 1994. There is a few reasons for this, and we're going to go over some of those. And the early 1990s weren't kind to Disneyland. New management that was brought in was really cutting back on the budgets. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, the motion simulator ride over at Disneyland, was just about to open, and they needed some new cast members to work that. So the budget for the Skyway was actually transferred over to Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, and the ride was closed soon after. Some other speculation as to why the ride closed was the growing cracks in the Matterhorn's base, so the support columns that supported the mountain, all that vibration from the roller coaster and the Skyway itself, the ride just couldn't handle that. The entrance to the ride was also non-ADA compliant, so that means it wasn't really wheelchair accessible, and there was rumors that Disney was going to have to spend a lot of money trying to make the Skyway handicap accessible. So the Skyway closed on November 9th, 1994, 2 years shy of its 40th birthday. The holes through the Matterhorn were eventually filled in, and the Skyway cables and support system were dismantled within weeks of the closure. The Tomorrowland Skyway station was closed and removed soon after the attraction's closure. But what's really amazing is for 20 years, the Fantasyland Skyway station remained intact. That was until very recently, in June and July of 2016, just June. The actual structure for the Fantasyland Skyway station was torn down due to the Star Wars Land construction, so this massive Star Wars Land project finally claimed the last remaining remnant of the Skyway station. So another popular theory as to why the ride closed has to do with a scary incident that happened on April 17, 1994. So a 30-year-old man fell about 20 feet from one of the Skyway gondolas into a tree in the park. Paramedics rescued him, and he went to an area hospital, but he only had minor injuries. The man later filed a $25,000 lawsuit against Disney, saying he had just fallen out of the ride, but you gotta remember, these buckets are really closed in, and this is really the only incident reported at Disneyland with the Skyway systems after 40 years of running. And also note that this incident happened the same year the Skyway closed. A trial started, and just before the trial date in September of 1996, the victim admitted he indeed purposely jumped out of the ride, and he dropped his lawsuit soon after. So a popular urban legend that maybe this guy had, this may be the cause of the ride closing, but the man later did admit that he did this on purpose. Maybe Disney decided that it wasn't worth the safety risks anyway. Maybe this guy brought to light some lapsed safety features, so Disney did close the ride later that year. Whether it's due to this or just due to cost cuts is in the eye of the beholder. This ends the story of the Skyway and another episode of Abandoned History. This piece of Disneyland history is totally gone from the park now, so The structure was there for 20 years like we've covered, and I hope you've enjoyed some of the little clips that I've inserted from urban explorers actually breaking the rules. Now do remember this, if you had actually ever climbed into the Skyway station and looked around and stuff, it was closed off to guests. They just had 2 simple chains though. A lot of people had wanted them to try to convert it into a restaurant or maybe a character meet and greet. You know, that's this little Swiss chateau just outside of the Matterhorn, just by the Matterhorn there. But trees and nature really consumed it all. This is truly an excellent piece of abandoned history that's now lost to time. All we have now are the pictures looking back on what it used to be and this truly grand attraction that is no more. This has been Codemic, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Abandoned History. If this is your first time seeing the series, then go ahead and check out the other episodes. I believe this is episode 4. We have an episode on Abandoned Detroit. We have an episode, 2 more on Disney, Discovery Island and River Country. And the next episode we'll be returning to Detroit to cover a very interesting piece of the city's abandoned history. So again, this has been Codemic, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon.